d6 first, and then they play d6. Now this is in the book, chapter 14. And here I like to play this gambit, knight c3 take. It's also b6 variation in the Alabama.
Thank you, Vaxim Praise. Thank you.
I recommend playing gambit. Knight d7, and now knight c6.
I just got my first 3D scene in the new render. Nice, nice, cool. Boots broken those lows, so working with that still. Ah, okay, okay, nice, nice. Good to fix things. Make it work. Nice.
He's trading off light squares, and he's going to put his pawns on light squares. Light square bishop is good, he's got pawns on dark too. If he's going to do this, he comes to the cross, puts the cross, putting the bishop on a6, and putting the knight decentralized, and he's kind of shooting knights, and you got a big source. You have to strike now. Strike it next 5 moves. He gets a good position, he gets castle, he gets control of the light square, he gets control of the d5 square, and he's good, so that's why it's time to strike. And then if e6, we continue to attack in the center. If he plays bishop e7, I would probably play queen e6. See? No, I can't go back. I can't make a solid move like this. The evaluation goes down. Take? He takes like this because e7, knight c3, he takes like this, rook c1. Take back, say he castles. Queen e4. Let's ask Emrad if he sees the best continuation after queen e4. Tactics for all of you. Chess number 1. Queen e4, what would you play? Chapter 14, d6 variation. Book. Also check d6 out. What do you think we should play? Queen e4. We have 20 seconds. Alright. What did I ask? I said it for Emrad. I didn't ask the audience. I asked Emrad. Yes, I know some of you can see it. They can't help themselves. They get fined and banned. That's a fine. Well, the light move is repeatedly threatening this. c6. And now we sack the queen. Part of the check. So you can see what you could have gotten there. Okay, so yes, I don't like the way you played the opening. As a result, you kind of got nothing position, you kind of got a stale position, but now you play d5 in the center, take control of the center. He did it. Calvin is calling now. Calvin, right now. I mean, Calvin. I mean, he's calling now. Before voicemail. We'll call Calvin back. We gotta finish the lecture. I mean, we haven't, you know, usually we do Calvin after I mean, we got a lot of call-ins, but, you know.
So this is what makes this difficult.
His timing is a little in the middle. We'll call him back. We'll call him back. We gotta finish this. We gotta finish this.
You say info direct.
We gotta finish this.
Where?
I mean, should we have Calvin listen to the lecture?
We'll have him listen. I don't like.
We'll ask him how we're doing. No, I'm not doing a 3-hour call right now. I'm in the middle of the show.
Like this or like
I'm not doing the middle. I'm not doing a 3-hour call. I'm on the middle of the show.
Yeah, so I have to
But I mean, but I know you were. I never. But I mean, we were gonna call you later, and maybe it'll. How late are you up to? All right, but they can't. Okay, you bums, he can hear you now. Calvin wants to say hello now.
Hi everybody, I'm doing a workout right now. It's 5.2 miles. It's late at night in Ohio. It's a walk. I couldn't like to. The call about this morning wishing a happy 42nd birthday, which will be in about 1.5 hours Eastern Standard Time. So
50 minutes. 50 minutes. We're in the middle of an Alapin lesson with a student. And the guy, you know, in the Bishop B6 Alapin with the Bishop B7, you know the line with the saxophone with knight G5 and queen H5. But the guy played an early Bishop A6. He played an early bit. I used to play it as a kid even before this. So he played an early Bishop A6, and the student didn't know to take on A6 misplaced the knight because the weak light square. Otherwise, he didn't. Yeah. Light square. But instead we get knight G5, light square initiative before he castles. We got a strike, knight F7, queen F3, queen H5. No, this is a student's game. He just let the. Then he had another moment where he could have played an early D4, D5. Yes. Alright, I'll call you later. Calvin was tired. That was the record conversation. The world record. We're maturing. We're maturing. so d5 is possible. Look, I remember I lost a game like this.
This was
Chicago. I remember this line could be tricky. I think I was black.
I had no idea.
Played
I
this,
don't remember having
and
played
then
this.
it happened like
Never
this.
used it anymore.
Took, and then,
Changes to me because like I super.
and then, oh yeah, and then he played here.
Like, if I had seen.
And I didn't want to play bishop e7 because I wanted to try and win.
I'd been like, yeah.
Here it would be tough. Like, inexplicably, I was completely out of it. I was moving quickly. I can't believe I played this move. And now it's un-
I don't know. I think HDMX is probably the same. I think they're all like.
So I have some memories.
All like this weird passive aggressive.
Um,
And HDMX is just
But,
way too complex. Like so much.
but, so yeah.
No, maybe right around. What do you think?
So you have to be active. D6, yeah, you got D5. So
Should be more educational. Like if I teach people how to make one of these, they're not
this is
hard.
an interesting moment. Now that was a
You can sort out why.
I don't know why you played versus one. You gotta stop D4.
Yeah, since everything's
Cannot
right.
allow G4 and Queen H4 out. So either Rook E4 or H3 are the only moves. You must stop this. You could even play Queen E4. Rook C1 is a kind of a lazy
That
move.
is working. Okay.
One of the things about correspondence is it can teach you every move matters. You can lose some feel for live play and thinking on your feet and improvising, but you also can learn that you really got to bring your max every move. You can put every effort into every move. G4 is threatened, so Rook E4 or H3, and you got this suffocation. He has no
Alpine is
moves.
doing some crazy ass
You're
parts.
totally crushed. But yeah, so okay. So
I was like,
so after this, you got G4, and you got a bad game. I mean, that's really the biggest.
that is the JavaScript.
Stop. Okay. And then trading queens was no good. I would have played
Okay, so it doesn't have to
RB,
be.
and I would have used the pawn as a shield. You want to think about using the pawn as a shield.
Why would
Okay.
you do your example like that?
Now he can't get in. That was another moment where things could have turned.
What is like?
You don't want to trade queens here. You really don't want to trade queens in this type of structure. This is good in middle games with the queens, but in end games you have weak squares. So here it's easy for me. The game is still going. It's anybody's game still. But trading queens was a big error. I would never consider trading queens here. But after this, it's a bad ending, and you have nothing. You're just going to get ground out. Everything comes off. So that's it. Good errors. I like that nobody was using computers. You should think about it. The last game. Grand Prix. Okay, so for this game, I want you to study the game. DirectX11 was tall, Soviet Championships. I believe it was 1971, but it could have been 74. I think that position on that. I believe you can play knight f6 here immediately. Yes. I've had this one myself. Knight f6 immediately. Here, castle. Can't take because you can take. You have to work on this. Castles, if here you have knight h5.
So the code doesn't have to go. Yeah, this example.
So many castles, you play d6 and you have two bishops and d4 pawns.
Make a script
Better
better.
with two bishops. Study the game.
Put this in the
Dingiashvili. I wonder if they even have the game. Do they even have Dingiashvili tall in the database?
So we have the data, we have the search.
Do they even have this in the database? Dingiashvili tall? There's Dingiashvili. Where's tall? I guess this database doesn't go back that far. I guess it doesn't go back that far. Game was played. Oh, you knew about it. Okay, good. So anyway, knight f6. And the other thing about this line is that the reason I had this when I was in 1900 playing a tournament in Miami. The other reason I encourage knight f6 here is because if your opponent's not paying attention, they will inevitably play d3. In fact, I have had opponents on here play d3. So that's why I prefer knight f6 instead. He plays e5, then knight h5. Oops.
And this is where it gets far beyond, right? So
Development. Takes, take, here, d6. Cannot trap the knight. He takes, take, castles. Castles. We got no problems. These pieces are great. Alright? So yes. So knight f6 better. Okay, take. I would not take with the bishop, I would take with the pawn. You're afraid to ruin your structure, but taking with the bishop misplaces your pieces. And when you play knight f6, your bishop is going to be trapped in this place. So the pawn belongs on this position. It also belongs on d4 to control his queen side and wedge his pawns. Okay. So take here, here, and e5. That was a mistake. Bishop c6, weak light squares. Gotta play bishop c6. There's no need to defend this. There's no need to attack. Bishop c6 and bishop e4, d5, and the bishop is trapped. Big mistake to play queen b8, too passive. Do not respect this threat. Bishop c6, bishop around, bishop back. Queen e3, take, knight h6, or queen d5. White is lost. So, right there was a big mistake after e5. Queen b7, no need for this.
And this is where they have to explain
Queen b8, passive. I would have just continued to take. Okay. Knight f6. I don't know why he didn't want to. I would have thought about just developing some more, sack the pawn. Or you could play queen b7, castles. Oh, we still have a lot of attacks on the pawn. Queen's going to be losing time. Okay. And then you miss bishop e4, I suppose. This one's a rook. You guys are at least playing honestly. The thing of the past. And why did we resign here? You stopped or something? Did you play bishop e4 instead of bishop c4? Is that what happened? Let's see if we got that information. Okay, so good luck. Thanks for that. And
now to make that.
oh, okay. So you were okay after this. And thanks
You're
for
doing
that.
the reactive UI thing. You got it. I can't get the data from benchmark. All that. You're hired. Okay.
Oh, you got Calvin during your lesson too.
This is the basis.
You got Calvin. Glad you didn't do the lecture immediately during the birthday. This is a little before, but good. We made it. We will be getting a special guest will be calling us later as well.
Effectively made a class. Yeah, let's actually do that.
I did chess one. You distracted me with the long chess turn. I put chess one. But I guess it's not showing up on lead chess. That's ridiculous. It annoys me because I put chess one. Really ridiculous. I mean, What is going on with that? Why do I have to put chest? Ooh! Oh my god! I'm writing this with my AI. Thought about everything except for graphics. I'm not using graphics. Turns out I was using fucking a chill. That's why the AI. No, that's not the case. It's not the case. I over an hour. We hear them. Yeah, that's why we use soda here.
I have one of these. Will this show that I have? No videos now. You just get started? Yeah, that was easy. Yeah, you're good. Did you like hit your live button once? You can just delete it. You go into your on the left, go to video producer, and you see all the videos.
Nightbot needs a
Okay, we have paid. Have a basic app.
save night.
We're basically going to rebuild the URI cable to make a class. You have to do that and get your file. Query.
Lemon. Have I ever done a 24 hours stream?
See if the AI result is wrong, but I remember this now. I guess we can do this double whammy piece. What do they think of that? Should make this whole we've got that async bonus, yeah. Okay, right. But that's
It's like an honest lead, and that's rare.
Now I take what I did here.
I'm very asleep.
We are the new dipshit forever. Should work better.
Also, I forgot to take my medicines.
We need to have our examples.
Now I cannot take them with empty belly, you know. I need to have eating something. Have something in the stomach
It's like I'm working on a process.
to take the medicines.
Off or was it like
On the fence. Like I could possibly write something better, but if you're learning to do this stuff, you gotta learn to deal with it, right?
Very sleepy.
Learning to deal with dumb designs and bad docs. It's like I can make it nice for people by making something that's like simple and easy to understand, or I can say like, all right, well, it's time to learn how Alpine has bad docs. This is what they actually used to tell you, and this is how you can figure it out. Yeah, all right. Just gonna keep rolling with it. All right, so.
But with my schedule, I'm not going to be able to. I would only be streaming for an hour or two tomorrow if I did it like that. So that's why I did it. So it'll go through the roof. We haven't done it. We haven't logged it yet. So you're just in time. Set an MRAD. We had Calvin call already. Got a few early calls. We have a special login call. Calvin was here. It was a brief phone call. We can call him back. If they demand it, we can call him back. He's just a little tired today. But we can call him back if we really need to. I can call him.
Hey, look at that.
Absolutely.
Okay. An hour and a half later. Okay, baby.
Big Queen's asleep.
I think probably the best way to teach this. I do think people need to
Big
learn
Queen's
reaction
asleep.
differently. Learn out.
Someone
It's the same, man. Every time I
offended them.
view React, so strange data models. And
I mean,
weird
it's the
places.
rare case when it wasn't the Big Queen's fault. I couldn't believe it wasn't the Big Queen's fault.
Okay. Filtered items. Sort of like bread and butter. Let's rename. Let's go look at my code. Fix my. Make a bit more sense. Probably different.
Take a check. I missed the freaking check. Oh, I saw it. He said he's a lifer. I know. And everyone asked Galt why he didn't ban.
Yeah.
The Life 2000. I saw that Big Queen was going off. Slim, you were telling Galt not to ban the Big Queen. his birthday hasn't started yet.
And then I gotta come up with
Started.
what is a protocol. Where do you stop using Alpine and go back to
I'm
regular?
not sure if I'll play tennis somewhere.
So far, I think man it is. It's probably like mean. Alpine is good, and this thing is here where it's just like you just change the content from the table. It's just like narrowing yourself. There's no point in getting very far. You get the new jet. But if I want to go to a new page, I want to back up. That's when you stop it. Because all these frames are awful at the page. And forms. So submitting forms is just a pain in the ass. It's super painful. Submitting a big piece of code. So page changes. So you do Alpine on the page, and it makes you when it's interactive on the page. And then you change the new page. No more Alpine. And you submit a form.
I knew that it went into self-containment mode, but I didn't know the amount of watts. I didn't know the exact number of watts and all that. But I did know that it contained itself. Sort of like me.
Okay, so we want this to be solved.
Very bummed out.
Right, everybody, time to play. Submitting forms is so bad. I don't know what it is. There should be one function called submit the form, give the ID, and write that.
That's a fine eyeball, man. We haven't started the mock yet, but that's
And then
definitely
doing it
fine.
reactively, honestly.
Eyeball man looking to get fined early and often.
One change is terrible, but you just submit it like normal, and it's so easy.
I swear I can just take 98? No.
Time to play. Is it low for him?
Ah, you should have taken you. Take the damn thing. Ah, take first.
Right,
Wait.
everybody.
Did you, I mean, you see the,
Again, too logical.
I mean, let's change the title to,
Exactly.
title. Late night birthday.
I love my Christmas birthday. It is a Christmas.
Title's there. My birthday is in
Snow.
at midnight. But because of my ridiculous schedule, we have to start.
I gotta give. I can expect. It's a good joke. He makes songs that are just bad.
You haven't missed this.
No.
Can't believe I didn't. Oh, oh, I didn't play Bishop C5.
Okay. We have a protocol. I'll make a little pattern. We have like most of the table-based.
I mean, that depends. I mean, yes,
We'll make a separate.
yes, but like, I also don't feel like we should, because if we complicated, it's a complicated. I will, but it's a complicated timing because if we wait too long,
Yeah, RCR.
we could do that, but then the whales would have to, coalesce. You might miss some dolphins at that time.
That's what I think my mistake was.
You're risking. You could risk the whales just fighting uphill with the bum hour tide. So it's.
Maybe we can try it. Maybe we can undo it.
I don't know what's gonna happen.
Look, see how these
It's
are.
a.
That's, you know,
It's,
you can't do
uh,
acing. Yeah, right.
It's an interesting.
How they did acing.
It's an interesting time for the board reset. I'll put it that way.
Alpine looks for a guess. Because it wants it to be a variable thing.
But yes, we will.
Graphic thing. So that's why it wasn't quite working.
No, I don't know. I don't know what's gonna happen with
Like maybe
tide.
this
Whales don't need no.
as to whether it has to be
Okay, then we'll
scattered
see.
or we can just
See what happens.
let's try it.
But I don't know that could be true. But there's talk of wanting to break the record. I don't know if you think the whales can break records on their own. Maybe. I mean, it's possible. But
It
no,
could also just be that. No, you have to do it. Yeah.
Bum hour.
If it's together, you can't.
We'll see. That's why I want to start.
Clue that that was a bad.
At least this way.
Um,
Big words. Big words. I guess that's two whales that say you need the bum dolphins. Poor dolphins.
It's confirmed.
Poor dolphins. The whales don't need you. Kids will be back eventually.
Sure.
The whales don't need you.
Oh,
But yeah, I was planning on going past 3, obviously. That's why I started early.
Hey, look her head.
But I don't know, are they awake at that time?
Oh, this is the one I was talking about. It's just an actual like they don't act. It's so true though. Like, we have to talk to them.
Gaming is hard. Gaming is hard.
Like an event photographer, because this is something I've noticed too. 'Cause I like live video. Well, in addition,
I think last year the 2 whales didn't line up.
it's very easy to get like screen passes.
But a double tag team with 2 double whales. I
See
think.
if Alpine just handles the function. Let's make sure things work. Great. Paginate. Pages are changing.
Did the whales coalesce last year? It's not that easy.
Yeah.
Board reset determining the hour.
Yeah, it doesn't work. Let's go to it here. Declaration.
Is this an ad? Oh, the Amish.
I mean, it's true. Oh, the bomb. I mean, it's true. Museo's not usually awake. Staying awake.
Damn.
They could change the time. Perfect. Slim is usually the only whale.
Yeah, you don't need that. Good call, man. I know, it looks like it just figures it out.
Yes, we have we're calling in
Why would they say
special guest in the next hour.
And I think Alpine is, it looks like it's actually parsing anything. It's not.
I think you gotta go sleep, my guy.
I think it's the first time we will.
True, true.
It's an element. They're trying to make fun of
Soon they'll be.
Oh, but let's just go.
Oh my
This guy will abort. Oh, he plays this.
Yep.
He likes my way.
You don't need to go at all. Okay. Let's just triple check. Here, let's break it. Make sure we actually are running it. You know, I think I'm gonna do this.
Yeah, Tina plays great piano.
It's kind of too hard to work the UI. Okay, so that bomb is confirmed. Just going to filter it. Yes, okay, filtered it. Okay, undo.
I like that. Whales don't need no dolphins.
Have to restart it because it's
What? Wait, okay. Maybe this page is.
Muck the pain. I'm not sure muck the
I
pain
get why they do it, but not when you're developing.
is real whale action. I don't think he's
Yeah, it works. You don't have to do it again. This calls the function.
That's what he does.
Okay.
Oh, let's try the function. I don't think you need it, but let's see what happens.
They fought at this event? Wait, that's actually so funny.
figures it out on all three situations. You can either use a getter, or you can just make an async function, or you can call it.
the life of star thing. It's not just the monsters. Oh, you can take the check.
So why write your docs with the least?
I used to watch them.
But man, all right. So this is like the biggest reason, and I think I've seen.
That means Bitcoin might be awake.
They aren't using fetch and writing code that deals with the asynchronous aspect of JavaScript data, and they aren't dealing with reality, right? So when you do a getter, so you look at the example, right? Take a look at this example. This is not realistic. I'm not going to render my page with a pre-made list. If I'm doing that, I'm just going to render the HTML. So this is unrealistic. This is not what people need to see. Because this example is unrealistic, it can get away with using get. That's not what you need. You need async. So the second you throw the whole example falls apart. It's not a good example. Right? And then it's not mentioned anywhere that it doesn't have to be a getter. They should really mention it. They say like, you can do it this way, and this way. They'll figure it out. So to rewrite this example, we put fetch right in there. We don't have this. You get this from someplace else, right? Fetch is in here. You do an async. Get rid of a get. Right? Maybe do this example, and then even then, this example is pointless. Nobody's in here making a pre-made list like this in JavaScript. If you're doing that, then just carry it. There's no reason to do this. And I think every framework I've used does this. They use these sort of fake lists of things, and then when you go to do async, it just all falls apart. I think Svelte was the only one that had like actual examples of using fetch to get stuff, and even then, it was weird. Yeah. Okay, so you don't need get, you don't need anything. It's an async function. Treat it like it's a.
I don't think this can't be.
Someone mock Nightbot. Nightbot needs to. What is?
Let's call this content. One more.
I was getting worried. It's not something I like asking because then the bums might do a tier 1. And then Nightbot can be, mocked for the whole
Data.
month. I'm glad. No one preempted. I mean, yeah, but if I mention it, then we do get one of them could have tier 1 notified.
Yeah, that's the way to do it. One simple class handles pagination and getting data.
Oh, actually, at that time, it could be interesting. So then you might be right at that
One
time.
more class for
You could have 2 whales and a dolphin. That's the least.
In-game footage. What does it say? Is it OnlyFans? Is that what that means? In-game, yeah.
And the rest of
There
it.
goes the light device. I actually walked right past it.
There's a crazy picture I saw of a polar bear on top of a giant whale. And it looked like the polar bear was
Okay, so that prevents us from going there.
trust me, I edited it. You saw the picture, you would say the picture itself was. Oh, I'll look for the picture. You'll see, I'll look for the picture.
There's the progress. Now we need one more port.
Power the Chinese.
I really can't tell how serious this guy is.
See it. So far, it's instruction.
Obviously a broken. Oh,
Okay,
it
so
stopped.
that example is completely
It was like
Man, I'm really, I mean,
why does that remind me of John Wick?
Links 10?
John Wick is
no fast computer's gonna save this.
Paris, Neanderthal.
Chicken. Thought I had enough.
Have that in we get the header.
It's literally a movie.
We need to fetch every time. And double check for the get tired.
Still sweet? Yeah. I guess so. I usually come on early. After dealing with a unique situation.
Okay, so I think successfully.
Close to the green. That might be where we use it. Yeah, we might be where we use it.
Alright, let's try that again. Officially.
Maybe it's a getter instead.
Hey, that's a clip.
Right, I have to solve the air should only do the
Party popper emoji. Balloon emoji.
Thank you.
you have a double problem. Air shouldn't be
Paying
rebuilding.
attention.
Number two,
You banned my computer?
and dev mode just on fibers don't cache the fucking thing. Like always send the exact same. And then if I just that, then developing the UI.
Gotta give the man credit. something wrong with it. We'll make sure. We'll make sure. We'll make sure. Let me see your range.
Now,
Man, I have the whole kit.
you gotta put them on and set it so that the spiders give a bajillion hits.
I need aim like that, like always though. Perfect. Like the don't hit the shell, man. I tried to pump, but it didn't hit.
I just need to test the limit.
I'm out of position slightly, but that's okay.
All right.
Doesn't matter. None of this matters. Go up, you fucking prick! Oh my god! If I had numbers there, I would actually find the pump. He just decides to do that sometimes. Then
Let's see what Fishhead has to say about it.
you're off by like a millisecond in time.
Hey Ozzy, welcome to the stream. How are you?
And this is kind of this is
Now,
where
it starts now.
reactive UI is really nice.
It starts now.
Having tables work real quick. You're only transmitting
But the whales might be on. Might be operating on this. Well,
Doing alright, you? Going on, going on.
I guess.
From day
I guess,
to day.
I guess. I don't know what time anyone's gonna be operating. We'll do. We might get a simul. We might get one simul anyway. I don't know. We might get two simuls. I don't know. I don't know what the hell's gonna happen. Ivo Mang, he's unhinged. He has an unhinged. We don't know what's I don't know what the hell's happening. I don't know what time they're gonna be.
There's no finesse to it. There's no like. It's just like you did it.
prototype. Same time.
Oh yes, by exploring the 14 unwashed penis, which I can jump in midair and like wow, so fucking cool. How about make it real level? This feels like I'm playing a Mario game, huh? That's all, ca2 operators. Can you manage that?
Also probably get better.
You have no design skills aside of
Yeah, I was already vomiting. I already feeling nauseous. I can see a lot of images came to mind there. Little knife bumping on F5. It's like, you know.
We got an ad starting in a second.
That's, I mean, really, that's the
Hey,
next
Astro
level.
World.
it's something I like whine about a lot.
Well, they're turning it to a Go server. Yeah, it's already up actually.
There's a huge Mario community. There's only like
That Elsword and Etsy should have been used.
but
Yeah, it's stored in the database.
one of my biggest gripes
It's just the raw database. So it's a keeper.
content creation.
But then I take and I just make a cookie with Boolean. But people say, I'm authenticated.
And there's not a lot of it. Randomizers are like a decent halfway point because you can like split those to like
Yeah, we're gonna call it the
you can't go twice. And this is yeah, exactly.
Still thinking about the polar bear message.
is actually doing a correct encrypt. This is just SD cartridge. This is SD. I need to change the CSS to this. Or just do a summary. Here.
Dude, I'm getting mated now.
Okay, I got it.
I'm getting mated, Bonnie. I mean, this is like, you know, this is disturbing. This is disturbing. This forward is causing just make 50 seconds away to the hell with the rating. I mean, 50 seconds. I got this image, man. I can't clear my head. This guy plays like Yes.
I mean, yeah, that's exactly what I was speaking about.
I prefer that.
I speed read so the last 20 years. Thank you. I appreciate that. I definitely try to,
Level 3.
keep it a good time.
Dolphins are rocking it now.
It actually doesn't feel like they could have been the whole game. That's good. And I'm not here to again, I'm not here to show that to you.
Oh, you did like
I go back to basic.
I'm just straight up hate it. It's like, I'm sitting out, I'm sitting there going to be like, on out videos, looking live. I don't want to,
it's
take
full
away
back.
from the sideline. I think you've absolutely got fantastic.
Level 4.
Yeah, it's, I feel like there's a lot of things that go into it. There's way too many variables. But I also don't know that you have to understand this side.
350 rating.
I think I go leave it pressure out of the screen. Yeah, so far it's not been too bad. I mean, I'd say the Alpine is harder to go. And the only reason why Alpine is hard is because the docks are maybe the docks are very kind of just like passive aggressive is the best way to explain it. Like nothing is clearly defined exactly how things are going to work and stuff. The examples are weird because they don't use aces for anything.
Well, you know what, actually,
Okay.
hold on, maybe it's not too late.
That. Alright, it's updated.
I don't know if I have any visualizers on.
Fantastic. Let's get rid of all that 6.2. Test. Next. Previous.
You know what, you guys get me on a second step.
Previous, new.
No, actually, no.
Okay, new is best.
250.
I mean, I can
Gotta win the
it's
game.
like, oh, you're a blacksmith, and you're missing
Gotta win the game. Gotta get through.
Okay, that was a bad example. Oh, you smashed your finger. It's like, oh, you're a blacksmith and you smashed your finger. Your finger looks like it was advanced. Okay.
2 minutes.
I'm gonna just make up some random shit about like some air condition I've never seen.
Remember how I said there's like some secret sauce that's not explained in Alpine? This comes up a lot in JavaScript shit where like there's some sort of secret thing that people just kind of know because they hang out in the community and they know this weird thing that everyone does and they've never seen it.
They're hitting me.
This,
They're hitting me
right?
everywhere.
Your idea, Arcera, was like, do you actually need a getter?
They know.
I think this is the secret sauce. Because if you look at that example, it's not using async, so it's a get. And if you were to sit down and try to do a fetch, that falls apart. So it's not mentioning that this can be used anything. And that's important, right? So that's the secret sauce that's missing. Okay, you can create a class, and you can have functions, and those get mapped to variables that you don't have to get. So that maps, and that's not explained. It's not explained that it could be like that. First example could literally be this: a class, put in the script tag that does that, and everything would be called. Yeah. Yeah, let's do this.
6696. I just got dick with unwinnable content. I had a match where I was at like 52. My power went out.
Which is
But it takes so
the
long
culprit.
and I rather just do it that I know.
Okay, maybe we take a break to do progress back.
2 hours.
Just like getting dicked on turn 5.
FX Pack Pro? Nice. Okay, good.
Like it's over. It's over for this month. I already know I'm not gonna get this.
Oh, he really was? No worries.
Yeah, I think it's get this back to looking nice. Better now. That worked. Shit, did anyone catch why that
How is that supposed to come through? The cartridge isn't in the system.
God damn it. Alright, so this one here. That's nice. Is the weight really needed? I had to use some JS weight. I'm going to use the weight.
Join us on Discord. Motherfucker, I got Wi-Fi legal this round.
There is... So here's the deal. There's some people that think that one, you'll see it like this. It'll be in this case we have to await because then we have to return the actual value, right? So you have to set it to maintain it and you have to return it. It's just a weird output. You'll see people tell you, don't do this. Right? You've probably seen that. Don't do return weight. Totally wrong.
I don't know, man.
The first thing is you're making a web thing in the browser, so like performance is probably the least of your problems, right? So and it's like this is based on a button, like one HTTP request that is going to dominate your performance way more than any return away thing, right? So like trying to obsess over this is not really the issue. If you want to speed up your the responsiveness and stuff like that, then getting better caching on that is probably way more important, right? So the amount of supposed benefit you get from avoiding a wait is far outshadowed by just the usability problems. So for example, if you do this, right, you don't have an await, let's say this bombs out. You don't get a line number here. You get a line number in some random ass promise fake function inside the network. That's the problem. So the time you would spend debugging and trying to reverse engineer where this possible response.json dies is far more like costly than like a few more milliseconds if you do this, when this dies, it dies right there. You know exactly where it's going. So that's what I never do. I always do a return wait. It's like I've wasted hours,
Dude, 20 damage.
days,
This is what I'm saying.
sort out
This is what happens
in a
to me
complex
every
app
time.
where that's happening. And if I just do return wait, I know exactly what happens.
Quite literally.
And then the performance benefits you get are almost negligible. There's like no real
What could I have done?
because really
No matter
this
what
is
I
still
have
async. So you still get an async point right here. It's still being dominated almost entirely by the text call because network is so like if you're getting like performance, this is not else. That's the biggest thing. But no, so it's the request.
No
right?
time.
The request is
That's
going to
okay. I don't need
be
to
the slowness.
I don't need any time.
And then this is already async, so this should already be running in the asynchronous backend, right?
No!
It's not like this gets
When
lost.
that
This
minion
runs,
dies,
right?
he summons 3
So this
minions.
starts,
as a death
it hits
spell.
here.
He summons
The
3
point of
minions that
async
could have
wait
any
is that
random
then it goes off and
modifier.
does some other shit.
Pond is one of the modifiers. How many modifiers
So
are there?
doing this
4?
here
So you roll 3
right,
minions. Oh, if I got a
is not
2,
really saving you.
I
This
played
is
that
still
card
async.
hoping, I'll get a taunt. That's the only
And I think that's the
option I'll
problem.
possibly
And then you
have.
run into people who will try to tell you, so the next thing is bullshit. Right? So the
Two of those
primary
guys
thing
in the
is
same turn.
return away is way better just because it's way more
I'm
usable
very
as
aware
a,
of all the
like a developer.
possibilities. You like to be like, oh, you
And the amount of supposed
It's all
performance
about what
gain you're
deck you're
getting
playing.
is
No, you gotta do
nothing.
everything.
It doesn't matter at all. It's entirely dominated by the spec. And the other one you're going to get, which is actually total absolute hog shit, is you should always be doing your promises. Right? Oh, you should do
I have
this.
not come across
This is
a
going to
single
perform so
person
much
playing
better.
my
No, it's
exact
not.
same deck. Every
In
Merlin
theory,
card I play against
you're actually doing a wait is going to be way better because the VM and everything is going to have way better scheduling. It can control it from syntax levels and it can do far better optimization than your hand-coded Django code. Like promises are just
I have a lot
they're
of rush.
very hard to use. They're a massive mistake in the language design. This is at least usable, and your time spent working with this and getting it to work is far more valuable than the few milliseconds you could possibly save, which is actually bullshit. They don't have any measurements to doing a promise there, right? So that's the argument. And again, all of your performance is dominated by a network request. You are not going to save anything by doing a dot then this. Like if it's a millisecond, but this takes anywhere from like, 5 seconds to 2 seconds. No, it's not going to do it. For you, it does matter. Well, here's the other thing I would say. If you don't have solid metrics that show that this creates a statistically different performance metric, you have to go research what statistically different means. If you're not doing a t-test and a power test, and you're not doing millions of requests to confirm that this actually impacts, then you're just pre-optimized. There's nothing exact. You're just wasting your time and wasting your developer cycles on something that potentially doesn't work. So if you're always going around and moving the weights and doing stuff like that, and you're not backing that up with solid metrics and actual statistics, you're just basically cargo culting and you're just making shit. Right? It's way better to just save yourself some developer time, make this really easy to use, measure it, and anything that is slow based on statistics, you're going to fix it. So it's only going to be in a few places the most.
Looking across the room to see it.
Yeah, computers like network on web apps is your dominant performance unit. So if you want like good performance, caching network requests is going to get you way more than like a couple hundred away. But you're going to waste shitloads of your own time fixing bugs and trying to track down where the things happened and working your brain to make promises work.
What's going here?
And anyone telling you
Hi, Ali Ali.
they think that
Ali Ali, I didn't see your message, sorry.
don't know how async await works.
What's going on?
They just don't know. And if they're telling you it and they go, well, I ran it 1,000
Yeah,
faster, it was 1 millisecond faster, 1,000
I'm still porting C2 to DirectX 11 and 12.
and I'm very adamant about this. Your time spent finding bugs is way more valuable than any millisecond you squeeze out of something. And also it's a browser, man. Like, nobody's expecting a browser to be like a 3D first-person shooter. They expect it to, take time to reply. They things people expect things to be slow. Because it's, for decades. And using raw promises for a while so that I know how to execute syntax assured maps to that allows you to talk about things like performance a lot more credibly. I'm not web to that. Yeah. Well, also keep in mind, like, again, if you don't have statistics, writing everything in the hardest style is pointless. You don't know. Your promises could be causing problems, right? If you write it in a nice, simple, using await, it's easy to make it, if you have a performance problem, you have measured, you have actual statistics that involve a t-test that show a statistically significant difference, then it's worth it to go and rewrite it to use the promise. If you don't have any of that, you're just wasting your time and you're just making shit up. Cargo culting. I read in a blog post that this prominent person putting promises or something never return a weight, right? And that person isn't working with code. Like, anytime you do promises, trying to find stack traces a pain in the ass.
All right, we got 10 of them.
Keep in mind, all of this is a problem in node simplification. You should be able to get a stack trace. You should be able to do, like, if return await was so important, if I have this now, right? If I do return await, and it's running in some fake thread somewhere, I should get this line number exactly here with the full stack trace here. So it's a node problem, right, that we have to deal with. But if we're going to be practical, we got to know where this happens, where the error happens, right? That's it. One final thing about performance, especially with the web, right? One of the things that everyone who does performance tuning doesn't really talk about is how humans perceive time, and how that actually impacts overall millisecond is small, but this is 1 millisecond slow. Okay. If you have, let me do a little bit more. Okay.
Yeah, these studies are kind of
Before we start this off,
definitely different.
Right, and this is just kind of like a weird sort of universal thing about processing. Okay. Let's say you have a network service, a game, anything, right? Okay. And let's say like, you know, this is like time, and this is response per request or something like that, right? Okay, so if you have
It's like playing Billy. If Billy
one
won on my
process
birthday, you
that's like
play
this,
better.
right? Okay. And let's say
At least I blocked
here is
it
your
first.
mean, right? Let's say blue is the mean. So let's say that's your mean, okay? And then let's say we'll use green for like 1 standard deviation. Okay, so you got 1 standard deviation. Okay? Now, in your raw measurements, like if you just measure this in an average or whatever, okay, this is going to have this kind of mean performance. You're not going to be able to really see spikes on any sides, right? Because these are down below, it's going to pull this in. So let's say we got another process. Okay, now this process though is kind of more like this.
Unnatural. Unnatural. Who put that there?
Okay, we're doing the same color.
I didn't.
You
I
say
didn't
like
put it
green
there.
was
I didn't
something
put
like
it there.
that.
Why is this
The standard
happening in this
deviation
position?
or something like that.
Oh no! And I
Okay.
just get it.
This
Now,
card is never good.
Measure, if
This
you
card is never good, and
measure,
he just dicked me.
right? Let's say this one is like 2 ms. And let's say this one is like
Gets to kill all 3 of those
10
minions.
ms. Right? This one you're gonna be like, oh yeah. Okay. This one's faster. This is the one we should use. Humans will perceive this one as slower because the range of responses is wider. This one has a tighter performance. They're going to view this one as faster because to them, what they see is more consistency, and people's perception of time kind of adapts to what they see. So you see this anytime you buy like a computer, a new computer, and the new computer is so much faster, but then over time, the computer doesn't seem faster. If you then take and go back to your old computer, that computer will seem crazy slow, but over time, you'll adapt, and that computer will seem fine, okay? So people adapt their sense of time as things go. So tighter performance is perceived as better performance. When they see these huge spikes here of time, see how these spikes go way outside? They see this as the performance. They don't see the mean, they see that. That's something that nobody talks about when they talk about performance. They go, oh, number smaller, good. Number smaller, good. No, you want the range to be tighter. You want the range to be tight, consistency, and it's better to have a slightly slower or even very slow process that has tight range than to have a wild, all over the place, spiky range, but hey, the mean is fine. And this is almost universal. Network requests, that's what you want. Process control, that's what you want. Factories, that's what you want. You want variability within a consistent range almost every time. And the way you measure that, what you're looking for is you're looking for patterns outside 2 standard deviations. So you measure your mean, 1 standard deviation, and 2 standard deviations, and then you look for a process that has, you want the performance that has the tightest 1 and 2 standard deviation variations, and then any change you make, you do a t-test, and there's a couple other tests that are better for like high-speed data and whatnot. If you can't do a basic t-test and show that this is actually statistically different, then it's not a good change. Don't make that change, okay? If it's more complicated and buggy and possibly different, and it doesn't give you a statistically different change, like in performance, then don't do it. A good rule of thumb is if it doesn't give you 1 order of magnitude better with the same sort of range, then it's not a good change. And so what happens is people who are in there measuring like 2 milliseconds is faster than 10 milliseconds, but they don't have this. They don't have this range here. They don't have standard deviations. They don't have mean. with
this
a
card like
t-test
grunty
is, and
grunty?
it's bullshit.
Fucking hell.
Complete bullshit. They don't know. It could be like this. It could be like
Well,
that.
that's why I thought it was the
It could
ultimate
be
adventure,
it could be
right?
horrible
It's
performance.
AI for what it's actually.
And we sort of all see this, right? Like you play a video game, you see when a video game, if it spikes all the time, it doesn't matter what the game is. If it's got spiky, like high latency spikes, you're like, this is slow. It may not actually be slow. It may be measured. The mean of it might be really fast. But if you perceive, people only perceive really this up here. They only see that top, that like the average up here, the average in this range. That's what they actually see. So yeah.
So it's mostly funny because
But can you not capture the thumbs now? No, trust me, man. It's so hard. It's so hard. Just trust me. Save yourself the time. You know, and this is something that I think is a really recent trend. I think programmers see performance is something that you think you can measure and you can control. So when the rest of the code can't be controlled, right? You have a difficult problem of managing the complexity of the code. What you'll do is you'll run to the thing you think you can control, right? It's kind of like if you want to make a website but you don't know how to do design, what do? You go back end first, right? Because that's what you know. And I think that's what's going on. Is a lot of programmers are like, well, I matter about those 2 milliseconds. Yeah, because you can measure it. This is something you feel is involved. But the gist to get out of this little rant is if you ain't doing statistics, you have no idea what's actually going on. You aren't actually controlling it. Right? So you gotta get the stats in there. You gotta learn what a t-test is, and you gotta make only changes that have statistically significant differences. And then overall, you're gonna have this issue where like you want to have your code as easy to work with as possible, and then you want to tune it and improve the parts that you measure are slow. Because if you try and do it ahead of time, and then you run in, you could be making things that are actually worse, and you try to go fix it when it's not simple code, it takes forever to fix it, and it just returns to shit. So having good stack traces is way better, especially in the beginning, than squeezing like 2 milliseconds. My idea just was, this isn't better to go the other way to be prepared. No, it's not, right? Because this is the thing, right? Is like if you don't have measurements, you could be making things way worse. You don't know. Think about it as, I'm not saying you're wrong, I'm saying you don't know, right? It could be maybe you did make it better, maybe you didn't make it better. And the statistics is hard because measuring reality is fuzzy and kind of fucked up, and like you don't get accuracy. So what you got to do is kind of embrace the randomness and say, okay, well, if I do measurements, what I'm looking for is tighter randomness and statistically significant. And just super quick, let me explain what the gist of statistically significant is, right? Let's say I do a measurement normal curve, right? It's like just a simple normal curve that's measured. Okay, now I do a change and do another measurement. I'll do green. Now let's say that measurement is like this. Okay. Now, if I just look at the means, this is better than this, okay? But there's a probability right here that I have an overlap. That probability means that if I did one more measurement, I might get something like this, which is not better, right? So all the t-test does is kind of give you the probability that if you randomly test again, maybe you'll get over here. So what ends up happening is, when you do a t-test that shows statistically significant with a probability that's pretty low, that means is you did one measurement that's like this, and the other measurement, the green one, is actually over here. So the chance that they overlap is super low. So then that's how you know this one is right. And the reason why this is important is because if you measured over and over again, or say the context changed slightly, or like, you know, I don't know, maybe you made a change in some code later and it caused it to happen. When you have the two things very close, this might actually end up over there one time, right? So it's kind of like what makes science work the best. We don't know that this is really true, this is really fast, but we do know that there's a really low chance it'll come up here. That's all you're shooting for, right? And so that's why the rule of thumb of being like one standard deviation, one order of magnitude is a good rule of thumb. So like, yes, this did improve performance. If it's not one order of magnitude. There probably you need to look at the p-test and be like, yeah, this is probably good or not. Yeah, it's 2 plus a 10 north, 20 plus a minute will still be better than 200 plus a minute. Largest deviation is the magnitude of mean difference. Yeah, so like if it's like what RCR is saying, like so if it's 200 plus 10 milliseconds, but see that's a statistically different significance and change, right? And if you look, that's a whole order of magnitude difference. Right? But if it was like, let's say it was like this, where you had, so let's say we've got, this is 20 and 10. Also, let's throw in, let's just be realistic. No human can see that, right? No human can see 20 versus 200 over the whole course of a process. So that's pretty established, right? But they see is spikes. They see range. They don't really see like exact. Okay, and then the 200 one is like, well, it's even tighter. Let's just imagine to say it's like that. That's what he's saying. So this is 200. It's 1 millisecond. Okay, but it's an order of magnitude different. So it's not going to make a lot. Okay, so now look at the other way of this. Let's say you had one that was, yeah, it's at a mean of 20, but it's like this. You get spikes of plus 70, plus 80, plus 100, right? You get drops down to 4. Then you make another one. You have a change that does this. It gets only a 10 millisecond change, and it's slower, right? It's like maybe at 200, but because it never spikes up into this range, it's always consistently there. That's going to be better. Because what people are going to see is they're going to see it's going fast, it's massive spike, massive spike. That's the only thing they're going to think. They're going to think it's slow, it's shit, because of the variant. So if you have a choice, I pick this. I pick 200 milliseconds, but it's solid. It's a solid 200 milliseconds. And then what you can do is once you have it solid, there's a method to take this solid change and slowly bring it down until it's this and you maintain that range. Right? But it's and then the opposite too. Is if you go, okay, well, this is 200 milliseconds too slow, but what is making this one spike so much? Let's go figure out why this is so variable and bring that in. Right? And that brings one more thing. If you have, let's say you have a process, right? And let's say this is like 30 milliseconds, but it's doing this, right? You get some spikes that are 200 milliseconds, okay? And you get another spike down here that drops it down to say like 10, right? So you get this wide-ass range, okay? You would be better off trying to find out why you have spikes and tighten this up so it's more like that, than trying to change that range. Because if you can get rid of the spikes, that will be perceived by humans and also be like usable across processes if it's not a person looking at it, right? More valuable than if you just made this whole graph move down. Right? So if you got it to you got anywhere from 5 milliseconds, mean was 15, but oh hey, we're still up in the occasionally we hit 150.
I'm certainly not weeping any tears.
And I am the math doctor in it. Anyway, so that's the thing, is like because so many people who do performance measurements don't do any statistics. Like they don't know shit about statistics. They make these common mistakes, which are like, you know, oh, I made it faster. And then you go and look and like, yeah, but you have massive spikes and you just made the variance wider. So like, no, you didn't make it faster. You just made the mean go faster. You made your little number measurement go down. You didn't actually make it perceptibly easier or perceptibly better. And they'll make a change. They go, oh, this made it 5% faster. It's like, yeah, but so it went from 10 milliseconds to 5 milliseconds. You don't know if that's a statistically significant change. If they both have like a wide variance, you didn't change shit. You just got new measurements, right? So without that information, you're just like shooting in the dark, making shit up, and not actually changing it. Right? And then also, yeah, like figuring out what is causing you your biggest problem. Instead of like micro-optimizing whether you do a weight or whatever, because that's something you control, figuring out how to speed up your fetching classes, right? Making the server faster possible. Throwing in caching, right? You could use a service worker that did caching, probably make the thing blazing fast, never have to do anything with promises. Right? But it's just that
And your time.
programmers know how to do a for loop and count. So then they're like, oh, I know performance. And that's what they want to focus on. And it's like, no, there's so many other things you can be doing to perform better. And performance is about the variance. It's not about the actual number.
That's what you're talking about, right? The wrestling chapter in the game? It's gotta be that. It's not.
Even with bulk processing, RCR, like think about it. If you have, say, you're some weird company that does shitloads of microservices. If you have interconnected machines that depend on telemetry and stuff, if you have one machine that's got a massive variance, that bubbles off across the entire thing. Eventually, that goes to somewhere, right? And those breaks in those like spikes in variance cause ripple effects, right? Consistency, reducing the variance is almost always better than just raw changing the mean. Right? We can talk about performance on it. Tell me to use Python. Oh God, Python.
So you're supposed to pronounce it like raw cock.
It's like, okay, so this is what I mean by like an order of magnitude different, right? This is my, I love tech and power when we talk about Python.
It's only $20. That's enough to actually buy the thing.
So back in the day, performance tuning, like people would do these measurements, right? To say like,
Come up with that off the top of my head.
okay, so back when it was like Java versus Django versus Ruby, right? Just to zoom in. So like back in the 2000s, everyone was like this. So you'd have these people who are like, yeah, but like Django is 2.5%, but like your weirdo Java thing is 2.4%. But no, everyone sucked. All the computers were slow. Everyone sucked at it. So there's like this quibbling little like, you know, well, Ruby on Rails is like getting 40,000 is nothing, right? So when you think a statistically significant or an order of magnitude is when you start getting up into these, right? So this range is so obviously faster. Like, it's just orders of magnitude faster. It's obviously faster. You don't need statistics. You look at this, you go, oh yeah, that's way faster. Yeah. I don't need to measure anything. That's so much faster. So this is kind of an example. Like, if you get a couple orders of magnitude better, cool. That's it. There's not a lot of variance that's going to make that seem slow. But it's when you're in these ranges I just changed it from 5 milliseconds to 8 milliseconds. You don't have stats on that, you didn't do shit. You don't know what you did. It's just the way it is. You just don't know what it is. You're just making it up. You measure a single node, but actually care about the entire node. That's the problem.
Okay, I stand corrected. If you don't have
no, yeah, we're just gonna
Cheers, man.
like standard deviation
Stay hydrated.
vastly important.
Thank you, Voids Embrace. True report.
The entire range because you can't have. I just changed the mean because without a measurement of the actual shape of that data, you don't know if you did made things worse statistically. Right? You could have overlap in the two means. You might have dropped the mean in one. If the standard deviation makes it go wider, then you may have made things worse. And I think that's the key. Is focus on only the mean, not using measurements to confirm that your measurement is actually different. Means that you may have made things worse. You have no idea.
for fuck's sake.
I absolutely hate having to do their AI service just having to change the way. Oh, you're doing like a Python deployment? Yeah. Any scripting language is real bad at deployment. It's operating tech and power frameworks are the most contrived. Oh yeah. So the dirty secret of the tech and power is all the things at the top are doing some super tricks. They're doing like massive tricks. But if they are just doing tricks, then feel free to go take Django or any of the things you love and trick them. Right? Like if it's just tricks, where are you? Where are you guys, right? Where's my Rails? Where's my job? Like, where's my Django? And my favorite example of that. Right? Boom, just JS. That's basically what this guy did. He figured out the tricks these guys are doing. He took JavaScript and did it. There you go, just JS. Boom. So it's totally hacks. It's totally hacks. But it's hacks that actually do have input, that are actually educational and actually do improve things. So if you got a language down here or a system that is slow, check it out.
That sucks.
Yeah, go in, figure out what these guys are doing. They're only doing like a couple of things to make it perform better. So it should be straightforward, right?
Though, to be frank, I think we
Yeah,
should probably
JavaScript can. And all the guy that JustJS did was he just added modern I/O. I think it's like IOU ring. He does the Postgres async and like all the things these frameworks are doing. They're not doing anything fancy. And that sort of thing is like you'll have people who say like, oh well, they're just doing tricks. Okie dokie. Here we go. Let's go down here. Let's go get your thing. Do the tricks. There you go. Do it. And what you see is they can't. Because these things down here are just like the languages and the platforms are so badly designed that you can't. You'd have to do a massive rewrite. Sorry.
least in your way thing that
So it's totally possible. Yeah, it's total hack. These guys are just gaming the shit out of it. But it's a game that counts and it's a game that has input and it's like something everyone can do.
This is the last time I played earlier.
Get redirect post pattern. Yeah, I have to do that in my
But I think it's better if I just go down there.
that way the back button doesn't cause.
Then go back to the series.
Okay, we had a weirdo bug. I have to figure out why.
You know, I can't even be mad because I caused this situation.
Anyways, man,
like, oh man, I can't believe I got
Zeitgeist. I don't mean to like make it seem like I'm mad at you or anything. It's just I'm very passionate about people who do performance tuning and don't actually do statistics to confirm what they're doing. That once when making a web application in PHP with everything.
He's not your
Oh, yeah? Okay. Yeah, you know what I mean? Yeah, I'm just telling you, man. Like, from my vast experience, just write it real simple like this and measure the shit out of it.
Hello, I want to update a game based on DirectX9 to DirectX11. Sorry. Is this a very difficult thing? I don't know. Never use it. DirectX9 programming as programmer, you know. Never used it. Don't know. I really don't know Muratkan Tarhan. By the way, welcome to the stream, Muratkan. How are you doing?
Your thoughts on hair language?
I don't know if it's difficult.
And QBE is really fun. I'm actually kind of interested in playing around.
Fine rate of chess.
What was I actually going to say of substance? And then they also patched out BLJ. That's
Yeah,
all
I've
that's
never
different
used it.
as far as I know.
I feel like
Not the bees.
Oh, it's by Drew. Yeah, he's solid.
Or was the voice line when you throw Bowser? Just Charles Martinet says, "So long, Bowser," but it's been memed to death. Honestly,
It
that
looks straightforward. I'd have to probably use it and like see what it does. Install. I'm gonna bet it. Probably. Yeah, it's not planned. Well, I mean, it'd be something to play with.
These things. My point is, I can't believe they didn't change anything else.
Will
Namely,
hair support.
Mario 64 Wally, fantastic video game. The one thing that's changed the most about it is the fucking camera. Like, could you fix the camera, you jackass?
I wouldn't be why I would not use it.
Those changes too. Oh, is that on, wait, that's on the disk drive version? Yeah, that would actually
Plan
so that's not
9
even a
for
new
5
voice line that he says,
I guess maybe.
I don't remember the 3DS version very well.
Yeah, it looks like, I mean, you get a lot of the, kind of like the new crop of C-Line.
It's a shame. So, for whatever reason, this bush has like
Semicolon
a
really
high
high.
probability of
Really do.
So if you're ever playing a Zelda randomizer,
I am developing the opengl project. Opengl project. It will make change to the in-game grass texture and UI base. But I'm afraid that I cannot get through this alone.
Play this fucking prize leader. I just requested Rucky.
It's MIT license then? That makes sense. It's like totally down. Nobody's gonna be using
So
it.
now here's the question.
Okay, we need to replicate this crash
I never slaved. That's why I only
There these names real. Yeah, I gotta get this application.
use this prize leader. Bro, you can't run
Chat,
Vulkan.
I forgot to update my category and
OpenCo is it? Is there a page or is it still a hidden from the
I
public?
don't know, man. That worries me.
OpenCo?
Why would I get a
Ah, I think Voids embraced commented showed us
Let me just check.
approach. Maybe, I don't know.
Let me look in. Alright, we'll just have to watch for it as we.
Oh god. I saw some R&B
just to be clear,
and it was a clip of her doing
Okay, I think almost everything's there. We need to search. Search
Charles was
is
like conquering. It was like
maybe
Or no.
also chat headline. We're gonna go into the fucking.
Okay, we have almost everything we need there. We need
I was gonna do that in the city, and I was like, no, I should go get the jars first, so you can at least get this stuff out of the jar kit. But then I realized
No, I think I'm confused.
over here. Oh my god, whoops.
table.
Give me your item. Like I'm being specifically for the icon. It's useless. For something else. That's useful. That's useful. You know, honestly. Okay, that's amazing. Actually, if you're meeting for the, I say I should be mad right now, but I'm not, and I'm really not now. Well, you know, we could go up here. Well, I don't really want to do that. Temple.
Oh wait, no, he upgrade. Oh my god, I just I'm actually so dumb.
Delete my file. What am I doing?
That'll take me back
Why did I spawn here?
to there.
Although to be fair, we can go get a couple extra, 3 extra items if I go this way. I guess I'll do that since I fucked up.
Okay, and then we need
Finally.
an update.
No, I guess
No,
also
I
like I could go activate the operator.
The C++ part doesn't confuse me, but the DX and the graphics part drives me crazy.
It's a lot of guys.
Maybe we use the.
Mm,
That is.
have you ever
I think I'm a little.
studied a bit of GPU programming? I don't know. Maybe it helps to know concepts about GPU programming before changing the code.
More impressive than that.
There's the site, it teaches OpenGL, but you can learn some concepts, not just specific.
There you go.
No, the examples are for OpenGL, but to know many maybe you don't find a parallel. There are things like vertex buffers, shaders.
Coding is hard. It is hard.
Mm,
Anyways, thanks for the raid.
I didn't get any decent rank, but I played the game.
I'm writing a notebook with my magical book.
Get legend.
Nice.
You can catch stuff, but honestly, I'd rather just buy versions, but we don't have money, so it's also a bit of a problem in this whole.
Well, no, you can.
Yeah, I don't like that. Okay, let's do it.
Something also like at least 2 of the Triforce pieces in this game.
Say stuff like, oh, it's just only about choosing.
need to specialize in this, yes. Good, 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 good.
A slightly old man has like a one seat. For his like outfit.
Probably not. We are definitely going to adjust the font a bit. Absolutely fair. Probably not.
That'll be one.
Bro, what is this starting in?
We're probably going to
This is what we're just like have like all like what the fuck
Alright.
is the old
Okay.
man now?
Why are you so bad? They didn't want
I
us
didn't
to do
do
it.
it. I don't know.
They knew I finally ate shit.
Like you can at least put some douchey
You might not be able to do it.
or even just like trying to
I mean, it is his road, but
differentiate
like,
between M's,
isn't there something like weirdly like?
they all look very similar. And the percentage
So
symbol is also
this is
no different. It's very bizarre.
Here.
Very bizarre.
We have no bad
By the way,
starting.
Henry,
obviously
what are your thoughts on recent meter study where they
see it
published
that way.
that 19
He's like he's
less
moving like
productive
Gumby.
is I haven't seen that. I haven't seen that at all.
Wizard, true.
Interesting.
Chat, what's your favorite?
Well, my graduate degree was in
silly term for
criticizing science. I mean, I took a couple, 3 classes in critiquing science. There's a guy, Myron,
We haven't solved
AI senior.
Alright, I can illustrate this perfectly as my hoodie is like
Mitra AI?
this sleeve.
No.
I look at it like from like a first person perspective.
It would still technically fit
Yes, I can remove these parts when they're on the
Okay, we got jars now, we got money now.
Okay. MIT management. Okay, so this is an article that I got research together. We don't read articles, just well, maybe.
This match is actually dull with the celery.
Can we read the whole paper? Open PDF and browsing. Okay. Let's look up some science. Yeah, it can be useful with mental coding tests, but it's really good for research.
So I gotta do the annoying thing.
Is this the long paper?
Okay, you know what? Rare instance where the guy does not sell us complete junk. My favorite's when you get like 5
Vector hacker.
rupees for
Is this the wrong paper? Or?
It's just the biggest slap in the face that you can get.
Vector Gen AI and software development productivity by at Microsoft Accenture and anonymous working 100
All we need are boots now, and I'll be happy in terms of momentum or mobility, rather. But also, maybe this kid will give us the boots. You never know. I'll leave a jar, maybe something.
like if you know what they are, you're kind of like
Okay, well
well, I
this
guess I
is
can kind of
also
see it.
interesting.
Well, I attempted to spend that immediately on the thing that the fish man sells us.
Like I do like
But given that we have some
Right.
intro, maybe I should save that money for like the other side.
Yeah, if you're using another, I type my NPR AI study.
I think it's 50 to play the one chest opening game.
some of them. If you have context, like with the rest of the words, you can kind of make out what it's going to be.
Operate by AI experienced open source developer. Experienced open source developer.
We're halfway there to victory chat, so that's something.
Is this the correct one?
It took us for like an hour before I realized that my category was not updated. Anyway.
View it.
We'll definitely have to adjust it.
View the paper. Okay, we got 2 competing signs.
Interesting. Oh, I have the fucking flamethrower. In theory, we
I
could
forget,
just
is
finish the whole
Arxiv an actual journal or is this just looking, like is this peer reviewed or is people just ship the papers
too
on?
low, so I can't read the.
Alright, here's the 2 papers.
Get out!
It's one thing where you can like save it and it'll still be posting you. The chest doesn't
Another one.
prove
Sure,
shit.
what am I doing? Answering this.
Let's do the 3 by 5.
That's a terrible
Not
grade.
calling Billy.
We could just do this dungeon, but
The impact on experience is big. The impact on unexperienced is low.
When we call him, I want to hear
The
something.
preprint data will look there. People post papers. guys, let's get
This is
not peer reviewed. Yeah, alright. Let's see, we'll see when AI tools, okay, methodology. Gap, AI have the real world, okay. Experts in study participants misjudge AI speed.
Are they paying you, Victor?
Economics experts forecast, observers, okay. Change in time when AI allowed. So this graph is saying that when they ask people how much it will help you, they can pick 40, but was actually measured an additional 20%. Someone does we conduct a randomized controlled trial by having 16 developers. Alright, we're already off to an awesome start. Doing 246 tasks.
You must be exhausted. You should definitely get some rest. Thank you for the advice, Muratka. By the way, I make music with the FL Studios. Feel free to check out my channel. Oh, nice.
Hundreds of hours.
Can you
They all have experience. Hopefully,
can you share your?
they don't control for the experience. Kind of bullshit.
I have
And also general developer experience. Screen recordings of our records data source analysis. Screen recordings. You have to be able to quantify. They just had some dude going in and saying, "Oh, that's good, that's bad." It's not report tasks are randomized for over forecast, allowing the AI will reduce completion time by 24%. After study participation,
Oh, I didn't need to do double check. Okay, that's
by
fine.
20%. Surprisingly, find that allowing AI increases completion by 8 times. Developers are slower when using video calls. Okay. Surprising result.
That sounds like a thing to think about too.
Okay, so the quantified thing is time to completion. That's the quantified, and then I have qualitative questions that look at what. Allows us to decompose how they spend their time when working with AI at a resolution of about 10 seconds. We additionally collect rich statistics from each minute. Various sources we identify 21 properties of our setting, experimental design that we hypothesize may contribute to slow down. Correct productivity loss, experimental artifact, factors raising performance, factors find evidence of 5 factors contributed to slow down. Okay. Background. Speed up. Methodology. This is what you want. So experienced developers, okay? On average, developers experienced software engineers, typically over a decade, and are regular contributors to repositories. Okay, so they actually contribute to those repositories. Right, that's important, right?
Then you wouldn't be able to tell if they're bad.
Right, you want to control for how many, you want some sort of measurement of, like, how good are they? So let's say numbers of commits, right? Could be a 1. I would really say that there's a correlation between the job market being so bad for low-level workers and the prevalence of AI. Possible. I would throw out that the change in the tax code is actually bigger. I think AI is the excuse companies are using to fire. This is a study I would love. I would love this study. Okay. They go and they look at the people fired based on AI, and what they actually look at is they try to say how long were they working at the company, and if they were working at the company less than 5 years, they fired people who worked there less than 5 years. It was actually probably the tax code change that made it so they can't get R&D tax write-offs for their time, because after 5 years you get, so if the employee's been at your company for 5 years, you get a full tax write-off for R&D. Section 174 made it so that below 5 years. But if you went back to find out the vast majority of people fired the last couple of years were less than 5 years. So then there's too expensive. Now that's gone, so we'll see if they can hack that.
Every
backsort, offshore and visas overall. Yep, all good. I'm convinced 90% of AI stuff now is basically a scam. In some way, yeah, in some way. I just think they don't make enough studies of it. Right?
Not useless.
Okay, so they're working on it. We'll see if they control over time.
Over here instead.
See, they have Ivor's experience working on the repository, version 59% of that repository for their lifetime, over which they made 1,500 commits on the repo. Okay, not bad. The repositories themselves are large and mature. Okay, so like real projects, that's what we're that.
So in theory,
Fine.
I could get
Each developer provides a list of real issues in their repository.
Hi, Lords.
Issues are typically
Good evening.
any issues are
Oh, you know what? Actually, hold on. There's 3 item drops.
issue list.
Or 4
And
item though.
open source is significant because the AI is all trained on open source, so it should do better, right?
So
It should do better.
not finished misery wire.
We use these forecasts as a proxy. Okay, after plugging in, developers forecast how long. All right. If I allow developers to use AI tools, including no AI tooling if they expect it to
That 3DS game I ever played. If I ever do play it.
It's not allowed, no journey. They then work on their assigned issues. They're allowed to
First one being
flexibly complete their work. And then they merge it in, and then they do permanent time. Okay, so compiler means of modern programming languages, so they're using Cursor, ChatGPT.
Thank God I got all the goddamn jars.
93% have experience with ChatGPT, 44% with Cursor. Okay, that's it.
Someone gave me the protected B.
Data collection. They just collected up the time while they reported. We're not significant inconvenience or affected by this. Okay.
We get stuck in the dark. I know how to navigate this map.
We aim to measure the percentage change in time to completion to data
Trash, but like technically speaking, the randomizer shouldn't make me do that.
We estimate S along a log linear regression for total completion time.
It did indeed just get
So the forecast, randomization,
So I do have bonus. It's a little useless right now.
actual forecast, versus data analysis, evidence use, fund evidence throughout the study we collected qualitative evidence. Average developer forecast versus
Also, if I'm not mistaken, I can't use that magic until I have the master sword.
A forecast AI disallowed, AI allowed. AI disallowed, AI
Weirdly not that familiar with that. Like
ongoing screen for activity. Compare how developers commit time.
faster start to this dungeon.
Results. Developers complete 136 issues, minor pen.
There's a
Cloud forecast developers forecast plus estimates. They did that. Distributions observed. It's a weird ass graph.
Sorry. Trying to be disrespectful.
Distributions of observed implementations. Page. Every cumulative distribution function for implementation time.
Yeah, I don't know why I'm so focused like on this game. It's not that complicated.
Observed
Like seeing
implementation
a
time.
million variations of this game. That's more my speed. Thank you. At least after the big chest inside.
It's a bit.
Although actually, I guess I didn't know that because someone mentioned it in relation to this game at some point in passing. Just throwing the file in the back of my head.
Tell your cards it's your birthday.
Oh, fuck yeah! Okay. Also, chat, I have like 2 things of brain rot eating away at my brain right now. Number 1.
Okay, alright, that graph is
Hold on. Skybox play a chart.
activity labels. Okay, so they label them.
Particularly $300. And somebody that I used to watch do a lot of Zelda randomizers.
Interesting. So it could be
Call upon me
that it adds time
I don't wish
because
to discuss the full origins of said meme.
I wonder if they're like using AI to do the code, they can rewrite. Huh. Yeah, because you get the extra activities, it takes you more time. Hilarious. Factor analysis, okay. Factor
Another one of those fucking bomb guys again.
we've had 21 contributing factors. Oh, okay. Factor analysis is this weird statistics thing that was invented by a fucking racist at Stanford. Black kids out of schools. It's still used, like people use it. Direct productivity loss mechanism by which reduce AI slows down. Experiments in overall performance. Limit here's a nice chart. Over optimism, high level familiarity repository is largely AI performs worse. You know, I would almost say so. Alright, we'll do a search. Let's do a search. Control. Randomized controlled tiles. Yeah, we include forecast as a control variable. Because they serve as a proxy. Okay, alright, so their statistics are real not good. So here's the first one. So a control is a way for you to remove, let's say you have experienced developers working on different projects, right? The problem is you don't know if the project itself, like maybe the size of the project or the complexity of the change, is actually the thing that's impacting. So just at random, maybe you pick some random issues that just happen to be the wrong one. So let's say you throw in a control for the difficulty of the problem, right? So what that would do is that would normalize your
Thank you.
results, so that way difficulty of the problem isn't the thing that's making it worse, right? The fact that they have like no control variables other than this sort of weird that the forecasts are a control variable. I don't think you would do that. You would compare what they forecasted they should do, right? Controlling for the difficulty of the problem, and then what they actually did, controlling for the difficulty of the problem, right? So that's the first thing. Yeah, I wouldn't do that. Also, I wouldn't do a model. There's already established things you can do. They're kind of just inventing some shit out there. So that's the first thing. Just like, where's your controls, right? Your experimental design. So you have to kind of say, we hypothesize that AI will make things slow. To measure that, we are gathering these three statistics in this control, and this is how we measure it. It's very straightforward. Like whenever you do quantitative stuff like this, it's very straightforward. Okay, so I would say their statistics and their experimental design is just all right. It's not fantastic, right? So I would say they should probably. It looks like maybe they didn't have a statistician working on this or something. There's a lot of equations you wouldn't know. Like you wouldn't be inventing your own statistics in a paper. Right? This is established stuff. This is just a psychology system, right? It's like a psychology system. It's very easy to do. I wouldn't be in here inventing it.
It's a newer line that after I'm not gonna get into it.
And some of these charts.
There's like a lot of places we can go right now.
Like, okay, assuming that this chart is what I think it is. So if you look here, so see how these two overlap? I don't think it's what I think it is, but if this is the kind of data they have, if they reran the experiment, it could be faster, right? What they need to do is show that there's a statistically significant difference between them.
Yeah, there's some interesting lines. I mean, I could just...
It's all straightforward. They don't have to invent like shit.
I'll just show you quickly.
When you look at this data, it looks like it could just be a statistic, right? Oh, Victor.
Now white has a
Right, here, I'll back up.
White has to...
I didn't see the answer. Sorry, I was deep into this. Here's what I think about the paper, okay? So, these are experiments think that they have an idea. experimental design doesn't actually sort of like control for contributing possible contributing factors. Okay. So, for example, let's say they have these two results. You look at that chart. Right? How does this look like? Yeah. Okay. So like any of these charts seem to have the same sort of thing.
And maybe that deck would be better.
So these two differences here, assuming that's kind of like maybe some range, because these overlap here, if you reran the experiment, or had more people, or had more like time, you might see a difference. So that's with like a statistically significant changes. This is why we have like p-values and so on. I have a hypothesis. My hypothesis is shown to be different based on a p-value of 0.01. We have standards of why it's good. Because if you reran this, you could find that AI was faster, right? Just get some different inputs. That's it. And what they should also do is they should control for things that can possibly influence AI's performance. For example, the difficulty of the test, right? So you can make a measurement. Or a really good proxy for that is the size of the change in its commit. So you just take the number of the lines of the change, right? And you say, well, that's kind of a good proxy for how difficult it is, right? Because if you only change one line, simple. Change 500, they accomplish, right?
Next loss is it.
Control for that, and then see if you get the same result. Right? They never mention p-values. They don't have a control. Almost always, if you're doing this kind of thing, they only have 16 people, which is fine. Like an initial preliminary study, you'll have like 15 people. But then you want to replicate it. You can't replicate it if you don't know the p-value. And if you just look at the basics here, because they're ranges, assuming that's what this is, because the ranges overlap, like here, you could rerun it, and maybe it loses. That's the point of statistics. We know that the change, the effect, is actually different. This bar is down here, and its range is like that, so it doesn't overlap with that range, and that makes it actually different. That's the first thing I would say. The second thing I would say is, anytime you see people, like, in a paper, let me see if I can find it, inventing their own math, you know that's bullshit. You know it's fucking bullshit. If they have to invent math to kind of justify their things, then nah, there ain't no way that's okay. Because there's established math you can use, established measurements that other scientists agree actually does good analysis depending on your data. Yeah, so if you see a wall of equations like this, nah. This is somebody who knows math but doesn't know statistics kind of backing into something like this is the baffling with bullshit method, right? Because they're established things. You don't have to do this. You can just you measure your stuff, you take your data, you measure this is t-test. There's some other test similar to it that shows this it's significant, and if you don't get a high enough p-value, then it's not. There you go. Okay? However, I think this paper is better as a qualitative paper. Okay? The difference is quantitative. I measure how long it took them to do it. I compare that with, that's my y-axis, x-axis is AI or not. Okay, that's quantitative. Those are easy. You go, I predict that it will be better, and I predict that it won't be. Ta-da, you do your hypothesis, and you test p-value. And then you say, well, maybe, right? Okay, great. If you look at they have these, like, this nice chart. It's extended discussion sort of says they have no fun. Alright, this is what this should be. They went through 147 hours, I think they said, of screening. And then looked at this and said, look, this is useless. And they measured like how much they counted basically. It's called a qualitative, so you do like ethnography or something like that. And you go through and you say like, oh, we found that they did this all the time. It's just, an observational kind of thing. You can't get like exact measurements like 20%. But you can be like, yeah, they frequently use over-optimism about AI usefulness and to cause them problems, right? This is useful. So this was extremely different overuse of it. Developers sometimes report overuse of the experiment. So they're in there experimenting. Right? So this, I think, is the actual thing to take away from the paper. Their qualitative research is actually probably way more useful than whatever bullshit statistics they made up at the end of the paper with no p-values that everyone knew on the entire planet. Non-robust estimators, yeah, I think they should have gone into this. We recorded people for 147 hours and identified common things that made AI usage slower. And then said, yeah, it looks like it's slower, but we need more experimentation. We need to hire some more statistics. That's what I would say. To be fair, it's not clear to me that they're not describing how they use already established forecast. Yeah, but you don't need to do anything. It's like, yeah, you don't need to do any of that yourself. Like literally, if someone has that at the end of the paper, right? They're just trying to confuse the issue. You don't need to do any of this shit. Like none of it. It's a simple measurement. You have time it took, your control variable, or the difficulty of the problem, and the two variables. This is what I did like first week in grad school, in my grad statistics classes. You don't have to invent none of this. I'm just looking at this, I know confidence interval 95% equals you're inventing your own formula for the confidence interval. Like, that's established. Like a dude working on things came up with that 50 years ago. You don't need to do this. So anyway, that's that one. I would say that this paper has a good idea, but very incomplete. Because
The ads is not the problem.
they aren't clear about standard things like p-values,
Is your audio on?
controls, and experimental design. In addition to that, I'd be curious if they work at a university. They kind of get some trial. Yeah, they'd be deep shit at this. Yeah, I don't know. This must be good. If you work at a
Guys,
university,
this Spotify massage.
anyway, so there's that. Look at the other thing. The effect of generative AI on high school worker evaluation. This one, they went to Microsoft Center for Anonymous Information. Okay. So this is kind of the other end of the spectrum. This would be like a corporation. It's interesting because this is code that AI probably didn't see.
2 hours.
Right? So this would be, we're trying to test AI, generative AI, and software developer productivity, but in an environment where the AI doesn't have access to it. Afterwards, we just did an undergrad. I did a business and then in graduate school I did a business sociology degree. I had like a whole shitload of sociology, experimental design, 3 classes, graduate school.
Yes!
I learned R, helped the professor. One of the guys who's doing R, he's working on k-means. He did research in how to use k-means to find people's census forms and identify individuals. Too soft. It's like, yeah, someone tells me 2 things about them to figure out who they are from the census. Okay. Many economists introduction, what you're AI, such as development, business explainment, experiments. Okay, this is actually a lot. Experiment Microsoft started the first week of December 2022, involved 1,700 or so developers. Other developers, 50% randomly selected to receive access to GitHub Copilot. Randomization is implemented at both individual and team level. Yeah, this is the massive one. In particular, 616 developers were randomized individually, and 1,100 were randomized at the team level. Okay, developers worked on building a wide range of software for Microsoft. Okay. Oh, there's another thing. So that other study at least used randomization. That's important. If you don't randomize stuff, if it's left to like a person picking, there's always problems with the method. People are just very bad at doing PlayStation was fine for it. They should have like tried. Yeah, anyway, you can randomize properly. So this is randomizing with them. Anyways, they're randomizing the jobs. And from entry level to manager. This one's in the treated group. Email the opportunity for GitHub Copilot. Okay. Accenture. The experiment started the week of July 2023. Accenture offices in Southeast Asia. Yeah, didn't Accenture didn't Accenture die off? No. Anyway, okay. Anyway. Randomized occurred at the developer level. Okay. Yeah, 320 votes. So this study is potentially already a lot better. Randomized who got it and across an anonymous company, so 1,700 from Microsoft, another 300, so 2,000, so about 5,000 developers randomized across whether they got access, and also they got access to the same tool, which is important. Yeah, instead of like ChatGPT versus this, they got Copilot. So that means you can control for it. You can say like, okay, well they use Copilot, so then we can see if another tool is better. Ooh, but downside is this shit was totally funded by Microsoft. Yeah. This paper could be the equivalent of those medical journals that
Hi, Brocoder. Sorry, I didn't see your message. Welcome to the stream. How are you?
How do they have the fishing rod every time?
Screw over humanity. By measuring productivity, our setting has the advantage of almost all professional software development as a highly structured workflow. Gives us a chance to give them to measure the task. Main outcome is just full correct. Standardization. Interesting. So they aren't measuring the time to complete. They're measuring the number of minutes. Process week or code review often by more senior developers use half the code learned. Use 3 additional active variables related to developers' work. Estimating progress, developers subsequently code, changes periodically developer will build and observe whether it compiled successfully. Remember how I had that game? The paper.
So what's going on? I think I'm gonna sleep, Brocoder. Sorry. I'm porting this application to C2 framework implemented with vulkan, opengl, DirectX12 and DirectX11. So I can use one of the 4 implementations. But right now I'm very tired and cannot perform it to rest. So I'm gonna head out and be back later.